Hey everyone! How you doing? If you are new here, I'm Nicole Concilio and welcome to the video. Oh my god, you guys, there is so much going on in my life right now, so much like stressful house bullshit going on that eventually I will share in a video when I am finally done with all the renovations of my house. Moe, you gotta sit down, bud. Everyone can hear your toenails. But I'm beyond stressed out from everything going on, so I really just wanted to sit down, play with makeup, do a little get ready with me, a little Q&A all in one. It's been a really long time since I've answered your guys' questions and all that shenanigans, so I really just wanted to sit down, kind of ignore all my issues going on in the world right now, and just play with makeup. And also, I just got lash extensions for the first time from a place called Star Lash. They are in California, and I think they have a location in New York, or yeah, they have they have a location in New York. I will let you guys know, but that's why I kind of have my lashes on right now, because, you know, ooh, I never really even touched them. Feels cool. So I'm going to try to see how I can play around with makeup while having them on too, you know. They're really, really, really beautiful. Okay, so the first question that I'm going to touch on while I do my eyebrows is, what advice do you have for relationships in high school? I'm going to be using the ColourPop brows right here. This is in the shade Dope Taupe. Also, if you hear my dog's feet running around here, it's because there's work getting done on the house right now, and the dogs keep barking at the poor guys working on the house. So I'm like, why don't you just come in here with me and let the guys be? So relationships in high school, I have to say, like, I mean, I'm not trying to, like, crush anyone's dreams, but I feel like relationships in high school don't really matter. Like, I almost wish I could go back in time and be single my entire high school life and college life, because you're so young. Like, you have such, like, a full life ahead of you, and I don't know. I mean, not a lot of people marry their, like, high school sweethearts nowadays, you know, so honestly, my opinion on, like, high school relationships, I'm not really for them, if I'm being completely honest. Does that mean that, like, I'm telling you to break up with your boyfriend or girlfriend right now? Absolutely not. I'm just saying, like, if you're in a stressful relationship at any age, it's not worth it. And if it's just continuous stress throughout your entire relationship, not worth it. So what I'm doing here is just kind of, like, outlining my brow. I've been doing a little bit more of a fiercer brow just because my looks have been a little bit more intense and with more color and all that jazz. So I try to just follow the natural shape of my brow, like where my brow hairs should be that aren't there. Okay, so I'm going to be prepping my face now. I'm going to be going in with some Tatcha water cream, and I'm just going to kind of put it all over the face like so, and I kind of just dab it in different areas of my face to make sure that, like, the moisturizer is really evenly distributed. I've been wearing so much makeup lately and such, like, heavy makeup from Halloween. My skin is so mad at me. Plus, it's that time of the month, too. And then my skin always rages extra hard around that time. Great combo. All right, let's take another look at a question. How do you feel about the beauty community these days, and how do you keep yourself out of the drama? Well, I think the whole beauty community as a whole right now is it's just like kind of sad. It's definitely been an emotional roller coaster, I think, for everyone. And I really, really hope to see unity and kindness and good things out of the community as a whole moving forward. Like, I hope that everything that's going on is a huge life lesson for everyone, you know. And as far as, like, staying out of drama, I just try to associate myself with, like, really kind people. And, you know, I hang a lot out with my dogs, and I hang out a lot with my chickens and my boyfriend Riley. So I guess it's just more or less just isolating yourself, and not isolating yourself in a bad way, because there are so many people in the community that I just absolutely adore and have massive respect for. I just feel like, you know, I keep to myself a lot. I don't know. And I totally understand that everyone is hurting. You know what I mean? I totally get that. Even Junie is barking on it. So for primer, I'm going to put this on my nose. This is from the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea. This is the Quench Primer. Y'all better stop putting silicone primers on your nose right now, because that is why your makeup is, like, caking and, like, separating. it's the silicone-y. You kind of just want to moisturize your nose. Oh, and as far as like the beauty community as well, I feel like Raw Beauty Christy has put up some really great content. I really enjoy her videos. I think that she's so talented and I really just like her. I love watching her videos. So shout out to Christy. And then I'm taking my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. This is the silicone one and I'm going to put that, I'm going to like pat it on my face and then blend it together. But I'm putting it in all areas that are not my nose. So put this everywhere else but your nose. Silicone primers are great for filling in your pores and just smoothing out your face in general. A lot of the time, people don't have large pores on their nose. I mean, I know some people do. I know it's not impossible. But for the most part, where people's pores are visible are like right around here, and that's where mine are visible. Okay, let's look at some other questions. Do you ever want to start your own makeup line? Maybe in the future, but right now, I don't really have any plans to. I'm going to use the Lawless foundation since I've been really liking it lately. It's a thick foundation, so you don't need a lot of it. I definitely would love to create a brand in the future. Right now, I don't have plans to in this very moment of time, but I definitely would say it's on my radar for things that I want to do in the future, you know? I want to start off a little bit smaller first and just kind of do like merchandise and all that stuff, kind of get like my a little foot in the door into like having my own products. Because it's a huge responsibility. Even from doing collaborations, I'm going to be honest with you, like even when I'm doing my makeup collaborations with brands, it's a lot of hard work, like not even on my end, but on the brand's end, and like seeing all that hard work, I just don't know if I'm like ready for that or able to tackle that at this moment, especially because like I am still very much so like pursuing my YouTube dream, my Instagram dream and all that stuff. So I don't want to put anything aside and do anything like half-assed, you know. I'm just gonna put a little bit of foundation up here. I don't want to like F around with the lash extensions. Ooh, getting foundation in my hair. That's not cute. I don't know if I'm gonna do eyeshadow today. We'll see how I feel. I'm just blending this with a damp beauty blender. And then you always want to make sure you get the ears. I feel like that's the biggest thing where you could tell, like even with my self-tanner, if I don't get my ears, it looks so bad. Do a little swipe-a-rooney. Ooh, this one's really good. This one says, which healing crystal is your favorite and why? You guys know I'm like been really getting into crystals lately, and I'll touch more of that subject later on, but I think one of my favorite crystals, well, I have two. One of my favorite ones to carry around is black tourmaline, and that just kind of protects you from any negative energy, any negative vibes going on, or like if you're going to an event and you're a little bit uncomfortable, or if you have a dinner you have to go to or whatever, like just carrying a black tourmaline stone really, really protects you. And then my other favorite kind of stone is quartz. I feel like quartz in general has a lot of healing properties, and even just like clear quartz, rose quartz, like there's so many good healing properties for those. But I really want to do a video kind of using crystals and doing more of that stuff for you guys, because I know like there's just so much to it that even myself I'm still learning about. So I really would love to do a video on that sometime soon for y'all. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is to prime my eyelids, I'm gonna take a little brushy washy, and I'm gonna put some concealer on the brush. This is the Tarte concealer. I'm just going to pack it on both sides of the brush. And I'm just gonna brush the concealer on since we do have the lashes. And you can also like kind of carve out your brows with this as well. Someone actually messaged me saying that they wanted me to play around with green eyeshadow, so I feel like I wanna try to do that for y'all today. This is so interesting to do my makeup with like lashes on already. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. Oh, it's a vibe. Despite all the shit going on with my home, I'm feeling pretty good lately, you guys. My anxiety's been pretty good. And then I'm just taking a beauty blender to kind of smooth it out. What exactly happened with Nick? Reason why that relationship ended. I knew that this question was going to come up in the video, and I was debating with myself for a good like 15 to 20 minutes on whether or not I really wanted to kind of reveal the real reason. And basically, like, all I want to say is that I have a really bad track record of dating men that are manipulators. Riley is truly the first person that I've dated that I feel like is so kind and so generous and just so giving and loving to me, and really just has all of the qualities that I've been craving for in relationships. I know that there was a lot of speculation that I cheated. There was no cheating. I hand to God, there was no cheating. Just a lot of mental abuse, and there was no love there anymore, y'all. Like, there was a good, like, few months without any, like, romance, love, all that stuff. It just was not a good relationship, and where it was going was very destructive, and I had to remove myself from that destructiveness, if that makes sense to you guys. I needed to better myself in the situation, because at a point in your life, you do need to be selfish, and you do need to say, like, hey, am I happy? No. Okay, what is making me unhappy? The relationship. Okay, I need to remove myself from that relationship. And I think that that's just part of getting older and getting more mature, is like removing yourself from toxic situations. And, you know, there was just a lot of mind games, a lot of mind tricks. I was just so unhappy. Like, there was no other reason without, like, you know, because I also want to respect the individual. Like, I don't want to sit here and shit on a person, but, you know, and I'm sure there are things that I did that were not great, but, you know, when you're unhappy, you have to do things in your life to make yourself happy again. And that's what I did. And it was very tough because, you know, it was in the public eye and everything, but onward and upward. So I really want to play around with this Morphe palette. It's new. It's the 35M, and it has a lot of really beautiful green colors. I know, like, I don't know if all of you guys have been dying to see me do green colors. If you have, I'm really sorry, but someone messaged me and was kind of like, hey, you've been doing a lot of, like, pink looks lately. Let's switch it up. And I was like, okay, let's do green. So I'm going to first go in with this deeper shade right here, this darker green, and I'm going to put it in my crease with a smaller brush. This is a Morphe E36, and I'm just going to take it and just, like, literally put it in the crease, and it's gonna look like crap right now, but once we blend it out, it's gonna look like so beautiful. I'm excited. I haven't used this technique with greens before, so I'm really stoked about it. Stoked. Okay, I know this looks absolutely nuts right now, but it's gonna come together. And then I'm gonna go in with this lighter green shade right here on my Morphe M433 brush. And as you can see, there is a little bit of fallout, but I don't think it's really anything to get too, like, your panties in a bunch over, if you know what I mean. So I'm just gonna go in and start to blend that shade with this lighter yellow. You can start to see it really coming together. You know, you just have to be patient when you're doing looks like this, because they definitely can be tricky. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye, but let's look at another question we can answer. Let's head over to Twitter, because I was asking you guys on Twitter as well as Instagram. Biggest irrational fear. Oh my God. I'm constantly terrified that I'm going to get kidnapped. I don't know why, but I'm always been, from, like, such a young age, I can remember that, like, I've always just been so terrified of, like, possibly one day getting kidnapped. I don't know why I was, like, so worried about it, but it's so weird to, like, even say out loud that I was worried about that, but I've always been, like, so afraid of that. I don't know why. Since this is getting, like, slightly messy, I'm gonna go in with a bigger brush and kind of blend everything out. This is a R40 from Morphe. I'm just going to go in like so and kind of get everything a little bit more smoothed. And then I'm going to take a smaller brush and go into the lightest limey green shade right here. This is a Morphe M514. And I'm going to just go in and lighten that up. Oh yeah, that additional color makes it look really pretty, actually. Oh, I'm definitely going to have to do some blending, so don't judge me right now, because I'm still learning how to use this new method, y'all. So please, in time, I will learn how to perfect it. So I'm just going to wet this brush. This is the same brush that I used to put concealer on, the Morphe M170-8. So I'm going to take this gold shade right there, more like yellowy gold, and I'm going to pop this all over the eye here. all over the lid. Let's answer some other questions. What are your tips for relaxing / getting over anxiety? Well, if you follow me on Twitter, you know I'm a big advocate for CBD oil. It's legal in like a lot of states. I want to say it's almost legal in every state. It has helped me so much with my anxiety, and also my crystals have helped me. You know, just having that like really good energy from crystals and candles and stuff like that really helps me. Mo really helps me. Mo is such an angel sent to me. Like, I'm such a strong believer that my grandma sent Mo to me, my dog. Like, I'm such a strong believer in that. So, you know, he helps me out so much. A lot of my anxieties are they're definitely increased in social settings, and that has to do with like, and I'm gonna be like honest with you, and I don't mean to like turn this video into like a sad sob story. I never really had like a best friend growing up. Like, if I'm gonna be completely honest, like I never felt my place like growing up. I never really had a best friend growing up. Now, obviously, I have good friends, but I'm always wanting to fit in, and I'm always seeking for people's approval, and that is something that I have been working on my whole life. Like, I'm trying my best to not be like that anymore, but that really stems back to me not having like a lot of good friends growing up. I didn't have like a lot of like girlfriends I grew up with that like I still talk to today. There's like maybe one person. You know, it's kind of sad that I was never really able to feel my place. Even in college, I felt like I don't know, I just felt like I didn't have like friends. Like, I'm being completely honest, and I'm not even trying to like sob story it up. Like, it's just what it is. I'm being like so vulnerable right now saying that. Like, I feel really embarrassed in a way. Like, I don't know. I just still deal with anxiety a lot to this day. And like I said earlier, you know, when you're not happy, you have to really sit down and look in the mirror and be like, why am I not happy? Like, what's making me unhappy right now? And if you come up with reasons and you're like, oh crap, this is why, then you need to change that and better yourself in that way. I mean, it's just, anxiety is something I've felt my whole life. Like, I can remember a constant worry growing up as a child. I honestly feel like I was born with anxiety. I mean, I had anxieties from like my dad not picking me up from school on time. Like, I would literally write him a note up until 12th grade, up until senior year. Dad, you have to pick me up at 2:10, no later than that. Or like, bop, 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 bop. Like, just always saying that. And my dad was always on time. He never left me. Anxiety is a bitch, and it just knows how to get you, and like it sneaks up when you don't expect it, and it's just something I always have had to deal with. And like I said, a lot of my anxiety is just socially inclined. Like, I never really had great friends growing up, and you know, it's sad. It's really sad. Like, I don't have that person that had been like, oh my God, remember when we were in 4th grade, or remember when we were in 5th grade. Like, I don't have that person. And just know, if you're like that, you're not alone, because I didn't have that person. I really didn't. Anyway, let's make this a little bit more lighthearted, and let's add that gold shade to the other side. I feel like once I add that lid color, everything always comes together, you know? All of my doubts and my fears come together, or they go away rather. Also, I do just want to add, like, don't ever like change or try to fit into a group of people. Like, that's one of my biggest things, is like, I'm always like, okay, what am I doing wrong? I need to change. I need to do this. And sometimes you're not the problem, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's the people around you, and like, just don't ever conform or, you know, try to fit in. Like, your friends should love you for who you are, and if they don't, then they're not really your friends, you know what I mean? I don't have a lot of people calling me up on my birthdays and saying happy birthday to me and stuff like that, and I'm so lucky now to have some really great friends that do that, and I've met really great people in this industry that do that. But, you know, don't lose hope and don't change who you are, because there are going to be people that love you for you no matter what. Okay, so I feel like this eye look looks really cute. I really like it. I'm going to move on and and probably blend a little bit more later on. So let's see what other questiones we have. Okay, I've been wanting to answer this question for a really long time. Why do people accuse you of being sponsored by Kylie Cosmetics? I love you. I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just asking for clarification. First of all, you guys can always ask me things. Like, I'm not like an easily offended person, to be completely honest. You guys are always allowed to ask me things. I just want to say I've never been paid by Kylie Cosmetics. I've never been paid by the Kardashians, by the Jenners. I've never been paid by them whatsoever. I'm literally being hand to God here. I have never got paid. I swear on Mo, I have never got paid. And you guys know how much I love my Moes. I feel like there's no winning for me or for a lot of influencers for that matter when you are reviewing a Jenner or Kardashian product. But I am making like a strong decision to be more critical when reviewing their products. And that's not just with their products. I'm going to be more critical with everything I review because your guys' respect, your love, your support means more to me than any PR list, any opportunity, any brand deal. You guys are my number ones. You are my number freaking ones. And I'm really trying my best to make a change, make a more critical change for my channel. That way, you guys can really see that I am trying for you guys and I am trying to be better with my reviews. I listen to all of your feedback and I take it very seriously, and I love you guys more than anything. You guys are my family, you know? The last thing I ever want to do is lose the trust from you guys, and just know that I am an honest individual. And again, your guys' trust means more to me than any PR list, any paycheck, any brand deal, anything. Like, you guys are my number ones, and I just really want to make that loud and clear. Please want to make it loud and clear. So yeah, I hope that makes you guys happy. I hope that helps a little bit, you know, because it definitely is like frustrating to see, you know, over and over again in the comments and stuff like that. So I am going to do better for you guys. I'm going to add a little bit more of foundation in where I was blending. Oh, that's way too much. Just spread the love. And I'm just gonna blend in this area again. And then let's start with our concealer and shit. I'm gonna use the ColourPop concealer. This is the shade Medium 24. I love this concealer. This concealer is like my holy grail right now. I've been using it every day. It just sits so nicely, and there's like no creasing for me, which is very rare because I'm such an animated individual, so I'm always having creasing. It's like inevitable. It's inevitable. Let's look at some. I'm going to just like let this concealer. Actually, you know what? I'm going to blend this concealer in and look for questiones. What's the best foundation with no flashback? Well, I feel like a lot of my foundations like that I've been using, they don't really have flashback. Like this Lawless one is really nice. I really like ColourPop's foundation. I'm a big fan of Dior's foundation. I think Dior has some of the best foundations out there. Tarte, I love Tarte's ingredients. Like, you know, their Rainforest of the Sea foundation is always so good. Their Amazonian clay. And for concealer, I'm going to add the Tarte, the same product, the Amazonian clay that I use for my shadow base. I'm just going to add that as a little contour-y situation. We're gonna contour in this bitch. And again, you guys, I've been contouring a lot higher than where my actual contour line should be, like right here, like the top of your ear, like right here. But I've been applying it higher. That way, when you blend it, you won't have to worry about it getting muddy or falling below your contour line. It's a huge trick, and it's like saved my makeup game. So I hope that it's able to save some of yours as well. How are your chickens? Oh my gosh, they are so amazing. I love them so much. Best decision of my life. They make me so happy. They totally help. Like their little chirps, they totally help with my anxiety as well. And I can't wait for them to start laying eggs and, you know, making me breakfasts in the morning. Also, a couple people were asking me, like, am I still eating chicken? And the answer is no. Like, I've never really liked chicken at all. I know I'm a psycho. I know. I've just never been. The only meat that I really like is red meat, and I know that happens to be the worst meat for you, but I did just want to make it clear that I'm not eating chickens, like, especially after having chickens, and the silky chickens that I have aren't the kinds of chickens you eat anyway, but, you know, just wanted to get it out there. When you're blending with your contour up in your forehead, you always want to make sure you push it into the hairlines. Maybe not as aggressively as I'm doing it right now, but you always want to get it into your hairline. Otherwise, it's just going to look weird, you know? You're going to have like your hairline and it's going to be lighter than the contour shade. It's just not going to be cute. Let's look for some other questions. How long have you been doing makeup for? So I've been doing like Instagram makeup for probably the past 3 years, but I feel like I've actively been pursuing my YouTube channel for like 2 years because I mean, when I first started out, one of my biggest mistakes was putting all of my energy onto one platform and that being Instagram, and now Instagram totally sucks. Like I know there's really no way of me knowing that back then, but if there's any advice I can give to anybody starting off that wants to be in social media, make sure your presence is well known, not on one platform, but on all platforms. Because I was like growing like crazy before the Instagram algorithm changed. Like I was so lucky, and I was very like blessed with that. Using Tarte Shape Tape powder. Gonna go in and set my under eyes. If I would have like used that energy that I did to put into my YouTube channel, it would have probably blown up by now. That's why like so many people are always like, how does she not have more? And I think it's just my own fault. Like I wasn't consistent, and I was putting all my efforts into one platform. But hopefully, you know, I'm focusing a lot more on my YouTube, and I hope that you guys are liking the content and liking how much I've been uploading lately. And I really hope that we can hit 1 million subscribers by the end of the year. I'm really hoping. Ooh, I just got asked what is the pros and cons of being an influencer. Well, there are way more pros than cons. Like I feel so blessed every day that this is my life, and I owe it all to you guys, and I am so grateful for each and every one of you. And I think just being able to do what I love is a pro in general, but the cons are just like, I guess like I have to be a lot more careful with what I say than like if I wasn't an influencer, which I'll gladly accept in exchange for this amazing life and amazing career and just amazing opportunities in general. But I definitely do think like I can't post something without getting some type of like crazy person saying something mean or whatever. Like I remember a couple weeks ago I posted about like how I didn't know who any of these artists were on the top charts, and I felt like sometimes the top charts were a little bit rigged, and I didn't mean it in like a negative way, and people like totally flipped my words, and I was like, Jesus Christ, okay, I didn't mean it like that. Like but yeah, that's definitely probably the most con of it all. The biggest con. So then I'm just going to do my lower lash line. I'm going to use the same like trio of greens. I'm going to start off just lining it. This is a Morphe E11 brush, and I'm just going to line it with the darkest color first, and then we'll blend it out with a lighter shade. Pick one. Fake lashes, mascara, or lipstick. Oh my God. Probably mascara, because fake lashes, you need glue to go along with it. So probably mascara. So then now I'm going to blow out the lower lash line with a lighter green shade, like so, and hopefully it shows up. How do you find confidence? Well, I have to work, like, again, this is like me being like super vulnerable. I hope you guys know, like, I'm sharing these experiences with you to help you guys out, because I'm sure that there are people struggling watching this video, and I wish when I was kind of growing up, I had like a person to look up to who had a platform that spoke about it, you know. I think Demi Lovato does an amazing job at it. Like she's definitely a huge inspiration for me, but my self-love battle is a daily thing. Like I battle that every single day, and every single day I have to wake up and choose to be happy. Like I don't just have the luxury of being happy, and I think that that kind of goes hand in hand with anxiety. And you know, I think just a lot of like positive vibes, a lot of positive affirmations, like making a goal list of things that you want to achieve, or making a dream list, or like how you want to better yourself, writing stuff down, doing things like that. It helps so freaking much, like way more than you would even think to imagine. I'm just going to play with the edges because I don't like that harsh line there. So I'm just going to kind of mess around. That looks way better. Oh, I really like this eye look. I hope you guys like it too. I definitely had some difficulties blending. Oh, also one thing I want to add is like, you're not alone. Like if you are an anxious person, if you are like sad, if you don't feel like you have a lot of friends, if you are like battling depression, if you wake up in the morning and you feel depressed or sad, or you're not happy with the person you are, like you are not alone. There are so many people in this world who feel the same exact way, and just know that there's help out there for you guys. Like, you know, I'm not ashamed of it, and you shouldn't be ashamed of it either. I got a question asking what's the hardest thing about YouTube, and I think that it's just constantly trying to come up with new ideas, you know, like to keep things interesting for you guys and to make sure everybody's happy, you know. I think that that's probably the biggest struggle. This brush doesn't have any additional product on it, you guys. I'm just kind of like fluffing her out. Fluffer nutters. I'm going to use the NARS Climax Mascara for the lower lash line. And I'm going to keep the lower lash line kind of open. I was debating on adding like a yellow or a gold. I think I'm just going to like pop the gold on the inner center or something. In the inner corner. This mascara is freaking beautiful. I'm just gonna add some of that gold down in the inner corner like that. Like make a little V there. That's cute. Okay, for contour, I'm gonna be using the Marc Jacobs. This is in the shade Tantastic 104. And I'm gonna go in and start to chisel out my cheekbones like so. And while I'm doing this, I'm gonna look up another question. Someone wants to know, this is actually perfect because I'm doing it right now. Why do you do both liquid and powder contour? Well, I like to do it. You definitely don't have to, but I like to do it because I feel like having that cream base makes such a difference. It makes it pop, like, you know what I mean? And it just blends nicer together. Everything just kind of looks better when you like have that cream with an added powder on top. Or at least that's how I feel. You definitely don't have to do that though. Get that double chin, girl. I'm going to contour my nose. I like to focus my contour more on the bottom parts of my nose. And then I'll take a bigger, fluffier brush and kind of blend it out that way. Who's your favorite Harry Potter character? Oh my god, Harry, of course. I love Harry, and I really like Snape. Like, I didn't think I was gonna like Snape, but I feel like he's the goat, you know what I mean? I'm gonna add some cream highlighter, and I'm gonna dab it on my nose, kind of set it as a base. And I'm just gonna apply this cream highlighter everywhere where I would want a actual powder highlighter to go. This will help it kind of like stick and pop even more. And then for highlighter, I'm using Kylie's Champagne Showers. Let's look at our like last questions because I'm almost done with this look. Wow, having fake lashes like this, like having the extensions, it really speeds up the makeup process. A lot of people are wondering if I'm going to be doing any more meetups, and I honestly don't have any planned right now, but that doesn't mean, like, that could change, you know. Everything always changes and goes crazy, so I never really know. I'm adding a little bit of Tarte blush. And I'm going to add the blush under my nose as well. I'm going to pop on some lippy liner. Okay, guys, so I'm going to pop on the Dose of Colors Katie and Desi collab, the Mauve Story. This kind of lip combo is one of my favorites because you kind of have that darker aspect underneath. All right, guys, and this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this Get Ready With Me little Q&A session. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all of the love and support. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.